All right, what is up, everybody? Shadow Scout 0013 here, reporting in for another list build. I'm going to go and talk about the Shadow Collective again. I mean, obviously, everyone's excited about the Shadow Collective. I'm excited about the Shadow Collective, and there are quite a few different ways to play them, especially with what they do have already. So I'll try to do some swoop bike stuff a little bit later because I know that people are also excited about that. I know a lot of people are excited about, having Maul included in this. So I'm also going to kind of talk about Maul and having a list based for him and let him shine. Okay, so then the first thing that we're going to want to do is go to Maul. So before we do that, go ahead and like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and leave a comment down below with what you are excited about, maybe other lists that you are excited to see or want to see, anything like that in the Shadow Collective, or maybe a different battle force. And if you haven't already, go ahead and head to theburnacademy.com and check this out. Go ahead, subscribe now for 15 bucks a month to get access to 3, 4, 5, 6 day a week workout plans, coaching videos, example meal plans, being able to track everything and so forth. Go ahead and sign up there, but we'll go back to it. So with Maul, let's just go ahead and check out Maul real quick. So with him, he's going to have jump 1. Awesome. I like jump. I like jump 1 because it's different than scale, but in a way kind of similar. You can get over barriers. You can jump on buildings sometimes. So this, I think jump 1 usually helps a lot. Allies of convenience. So your army may include 1 additional mercenary unit of any rank. Not that it's really going to matter in this. What really matters in this one is that you can issue orders to friendly mercenary units regardless of affiliation. Okay. Then from there, he's also got deflect. So whenever you spend a dodge token, you're going to be able to surge to defense. And then whenever you roll a surge, you will wind up deflecting back to the person who shot at you. Then immune to pierce. So you don't have to worry about that. Geo mastery. So basically, if he gains a wound, he's going to be able to do 3 actions. Limitation is 2 moves still. And then wound 1. So basically, whenever you set him on the field, you're going to start at 5 wounds. So it really, you might as well just say 5 and 3. He's got his normal, double-bladed lightsaber, which is interesting, but yeah, kind of, what he had in Rebels still. Impact 2, Pierce 2, fantastic still. He's got, everything that he still had in CIS, but he's got the command card where he can actually just keep vigilance on himself. So that is a huge plus and a huge advantage. So let's just kind of see what we can do with him and a few, ideas. Now, first of all, do we want to equip the dark saber? The dark saber gives us 6 black, surging to crit. It creates Maul to be a commander and not an operative, and it gives him cunning. So those 3 things for 10 extra points, you can throw this for 3 black dice, surging to crit, and then impact 2, pierce 2. So yeah, there's always that. But if we were to go here and look at, tell me the odds. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's give him an aim. We'll go with let's go with the 6 black dice first. With an aim, because maybe he moved, or maybe he moved and then took an aim and was able to slice and dice. Or maybe he, is able to take an aim. Maybe he's already in melee. But if he's already in melee, let's give him two of these. And he's going to surge to crit, impact 2, pierce 2. Let's just say you're going to go up against someone who has spent dodge, who is surging to defense now and has impervious. So maybe you're going against some Mandos. Maybe you even are going up against a person who is immune to pierce. We'll go over that in just a second. But if we look at it, with the 6 dice that he will be able to roll, you're going to be able to get 2 wounds through, with the 2 aims. Median, you're getting through roll saving wise 5. Let's change this. Let's, go back to blank. Let's keep the 2 aims, except give him 4 dice this time, 4 dice over here. Same exact situation over here for impervious, pierce 2, marks, pierce 2, impact 2. So medium wounds that you're getting through is 2, required saves 5. If you're rolling the others, it's a little bit different, but kind of the same. It just kind of depends, if they don't have that, and they don't have a dodge, and maybe they're immune to pierce, and you're rolling, 2 wounds, 6 saves for here, and then maybe you decide to go with the dark saber, and you have your 6, and you try your surging or your critical surging. So median is 2 for wounds, median is 6 for saves. It's very, very similar. So it's up to you whether or not you want to have him have the dark saber. If not, you can use those points somewhere else. It's up to you. You can give it to him. Now, if you're going to saber throw a lot, you might not want it, but that's just up to you. You might always want to include saber throw just in case and doesn't hurt, but yeah. So include saber throw. I'm going with force push because, again, I think every force user that can take force push should take force push for the pure essence of just being able to move someone away from an objective or anything like that. Vigilance for sure. And then tenacity would be awesome. I mean, that's going to actually give them an extra dice. You don't need tenacity, but 7 dice possible. That'll help tell me the odds. That'll help the favorite a lot. So why not go with that? Maybe you don't want saber throw. If you don't want saber throw, maybe you go with force reflexes. But again, you don't have master of the force, so you're not going to be able to recover. Okay. So you could recover and then move and, take another dodge, recover, move, and move again and take that dodge. It's just kind of up to you. There's a lot of things that you can do with him. Maybe again, if you don't want to go with saber throw, maybe if there's something else that you wanted to go with, you can go with, again, burst of speed. Try that for this time. And that'll be a little cheaper thing on him. Get him in a little bit quicker as well. And then, so the Pike foot soldiers, we definitely want a few of those. And because we're going to have a few of those, I want a few capos just to be able to support them. And honestly, I'm going to go with 2 of them. Okay. They're going to gain aid. So you're going to be able to hand out dodge tokens. So when you would gain an aim, a dodge, or surge, another friendly Pike unit at range 1 and in line of sight may gain that token instead. You just have to gain a suppression, and then you have independent dodge. And at the start of the activation phase, if you do not have an order, you can gain a dodge, which you can also aid to someone and give yourself a suppression. So it just kind of depends on what you want to do first. Now, if that's the case, maybe you want to give one of them the lead by example to take care of that suppression. And because the Pike foot soldiers have danger sense too, so they'll be able to use their suppression to their advantage. So you need some sort of a way to get it off. And I think at least having, one of them have lead by example is awesome. Maybe having the other one have vigilance. Now you're allowed to have up to 1 more commander or operative. That's just up to you. Right now, I'm just making something straight for Maul himself. And I can get to, some other stuff later, again, like I said. But for now, let's just go with him. Now we got to pick our foot soldiers. For me, right now, let's just go with this disruptor. It's range 1 to 4. It's spitting pretty hard stuff. A red, 2 blacks. You don't have any surging to offense, but you do have surging to defense. And you get independent dodge, so there's no way to get aims. So you don't actually have to take a dodge action, so you can probably just aim and shoot, but sometimes you have to move, and it's hard sometimes, but it's worth it, especially with impact 1. And let's just deck him out. Now, for one reason, let's go ahead and go with the Electro Whip soldier and maybe the regular soldier to get that free aim and also help give an extra body to protect that Electro Whip. Now, with Maul, we have to take a Mandalorian Super Commando, okay? So the Mandalorian Super Commandos, jump 2, awesome. Defend 1, so when they gain an order, they're going to get a dodge. They're impervious, so anytime that anyone's using, Pierce, you're going to be able to roll extra dice. So they're extra little tanky right there. And then if they don't get an order, they're going to get an aim. So there's lots of things for them. They don't search offense, but they do search defense with the red dice, which is super, super critical. They do have courage too. Now, the only problem is that there's only 3 of them in the unit. They only have 1 health, and it's kind of expensive. But at the same time, these pack a punch. And I think that these guys, moving speed 3, are just fantastic. And the fact, having the extra dice is cool. So let's go ahead and get rid of one of the Pike's foot soldiers. That way we have our, oh, wow. I gave myself 2. That's why. All right. So we've got our Mandos. We've got about 40 points left. So let's go ahead and go with our Rook Kast. And boom. So there's that. You can actually get rid of the extra soldier there. And what I would do is give yourself the combat shield. Now you're at 10 activations with Darth Maul. You've got that way there's a lot of choices there. You have Maul and his little Rook Kast retinue. Okay, so Rook Kast will have retinue with Maul. So at the start of the activation phase, if you're in range 1 to 2 of him, you can gain an aim or a dodge. So maybe you don't get an order, you get an aim. And then with retinue, maybe you give yourself a dodge, anything like that. Or maybe you give yourself an aim. It just kind of depends on what the situation is. And if you want to make them extra tankier, there's a few other things that you could do. You could go with up close and personal, because you could use Rook Kast to shoot at someone and then the other people shoot at someone and gain 2 dodges. That's 2 different attacks. That's just 5 points. You won't have a bid. So you're going to kind of be stuck with that. If you needed to, what you could do is if you didn't really care about suppression, you could just get rid of that and give the other one vigilance. If you think you're going to be able to have that many dodges on everyone left over, you can, you might not. It just depends, especially without giving away dodges to someone. Maybe you have one of the Pike foot soldiers who are keeping up with Maul at first, try to do, some sort of portable scanners, leaving you with 2 points left. You could give the Mandalorian command, you could take that away, instead of the portable scanners. Or instead of vigilance, maybe you give the Pike's capo portable scanners, leaving you with, enough to do either, situational awareness on the Mandalorian commandos, because you don't have Gar Saxon to give the free situational awareness to every special forces. So they kind of need, if they're going to gain a dodge, they're not going to be able to defend against crits, except for with their combat shields. And those things can go quick. So I honestly think situational awareness would be great. But, up close and personal is also really good, especially if they're going to be, in melee, possibly, or not in melee, sorry, just close to melee, range 1 to 2. And they should be. But that's just up to you. If you really want a little bit more of a bid, go with situational awareness. I'll leave situational awareness on there. If anyone wants to change it, it'll be in the description box below with a link to the list that you can, edit yourself. And so you've got 6, core units that are, you got 5 that are long range to protect Maul. The super commandos are range 3, not range 4, but you're still being able to kind of cover Maul a little bit by getting 2 aims, because you're not surging to offense. So maybe with the, independent aim, you don't give them an order, they gain that aim. With the, what was it? I was going to give them an extra aim. Oh, the retinue will also give them a second aim. So you've got that covered. You don't have to have situational awareness. Like I said, you could go with up close and personal. But so for command cards, kind of like the important part, right? Duel of the Fates, I think, is very, very important still. He's going to gain a dodge, which he can use, and disengage. And when he's engaged with an enemy unit, that unit can't spend aim, dodge, or standby tokens. That you got to have it for him. And then Witch Magic. Obviously, you don't have any medics. There's no way of doing it. So maybe being able to heal him would be great, because you have to nominate Maul. And then when building a command hand, you got to treat it, though, as if it's 1 pip. You can remove up to 2 wounds and any number of poison or immobilized tokens from Maul. When Maul activates, he recovers. So you can already go ahead, lay it down, you'll heal him. And then when he activates, you'll be able to recover, getting all of your, stuff off as well, but suppression off just as well. We'll go with that one. This is a tough one. So his imminence, okay. It's tough because you have to nominate Maul. And you're going to be able to nominate Maul and a unit. So you'll be able to give the super commandos, an order, because they're probably going to be that close anyway. And if you give them an order, they're going to be able to get a dodge. So situational awareness, you're already going to be able to have a dodge. And then with Rook Kast being that close, maybe if you are scared, you take another dodge, or you take that aim. That way you have an aim and a dodge. And then maybe you take an aim again and you shoot, or maybe you need to move and then shoot. That way you're covered on both ends. Maul's going to gain a dodge, so that's very, very important anyway for this card. Each trooper unit at range 1 of Maul gains a suppression token. So hopefully he's around a lot of people. And when you do, when he activates, another friendly trooper unit at range 1 of Maul, when it activates, it can skip its rally step. So, maybe the super commandos have an extra, maybe have now 2 suppression. They're still going to be able to get their 2 actions basically, because it's going to skip the rally step and they're going to be able to do what they need to do. So maybe they have like so much suppression, you can recover and then still get that second action, because they're going to be able to act as if they're not suppressed or panicked. Then I'd go with that one, sure. And then, okay, Phantom Menace, again, it's Maul and another trooper. So that's the good thing about Maul's cards, is that he can give an extra trooper unit an order along with himself, mostly because it was for the probe droids, but he can now give them to the commandos. So if you wanted to specifically just give Maul and the commandos, again, since they've got situational awareness right now at the moment, the orders, they gain a dodge and then maybe another dodge or an aim if you're using this in the beginning so that he can't be attacked. I wouldn't infiltrate necessarily with it unless you absolutely need to, because Maul's as not necessarily the commander. You've got 2 other commanders, but he's the strength in your army. I don't know if you want to put him in danger to begin with, but at least he wouldn't be able to be attacked, and is giving it to another trooper unit. No one else gets any orders, so you're good there. If you really wanted to, you could go with aggression to be able to give out some aim tokens at the same time. It's a really, really tough choice and a really tough call. And if he goes quick, maybe that would be a good choice anyway. And then Seize with Power We Can, I definitely think is a great card. You must nominate Maul, place 1 aim and 3 search tokens on this card, and each time an enemy unit at range 1 of Maul spends an aim, dodge, or search token, place 1 token on the same type on this card. And then, friendly mercenary units can spin this card as if they were their own, regardless of where they are and all that other good stuff. So it's a good one, but he's got to, again, be really, really up close to use this card. So really, is a 3-pip when Maul is that close, when you're also trying to compete for the witch magic, going to be the best? You've got to make that decision. So it's Maul in 2 units, to be able to have an aim and 3 search tokens to use whenever you want to, at least, even if he does go out, it wouldn't be that bad. And then maybe discretion would be great, because at last, you might not have any Jedis on there. You might, but you'll be able to at least gain an aim Jedi Hunter. You don't have to suffer the wound, and it's at least giving him another 1 pip, so that that is something you can do. Or if you just want to make sure you're giving out dodge tokens, since you've got vigilance like crazy, you could do that. Okay. So there you go. Objectives. Now you have Maul, you've got 1 fast moving, you've got a ton of other stuff that can hopefully try to cover Maul and some of the Mandalorians. So maybe intercept transmissions wouldn't be that bad. You could do recover their supplies because speed 3 is there. Sabotage motion evaporators for sure. Hostage exchange. It's payload, maybe, because of the amount of people that you have, especially that can shoot long range. Sure. I wouldn't do hostage exchange necessarily, because all of your guys are white die saves. Now, if you had the Black Sun, I would highly recommend hostage exchange, because if they do wind up getting suppressed, they can still give themselves compel. Well, not compel, sorry. What do they have? Dauntless. So they'd be able to, give themselves another suppression and move. So that'd be pretty cool. That's what I would do if you had, that's what I would do if you had the Black Sun, but I'd go for key positions. Why not? And then advanced positions for sure. The long march, since you're not really trying to move very much except for the payload, that wouldn't be that worst. Major offensive wouldn't be that bad either. And then battle lines also would be pretty easy. Conditions. Now you are shooting long range. You do have range 1 to 4 weapons, and you've got 5 of them. So I'd probably go with clear conditions. I wouldn't do anything with hostile environment, because the amount of surge tokens that you are definitely probably taking sometimes, I wouldn't do it. Limited visibility. That's why I said you have range 1 to 4. I wouldn't do it. Minefield, that's going to be pretty tough. 4 to 5 positions is probably a better bet. Supply drop is a safe bet again. And then, rapid reinforcements, you do have at least 10 activations, so that could help. Limited visibility, sure, you might as well. As much as though that the only reason I would say that is because it's going to be able to help Maul and the Mandalorians be able to get up close and up close a little bit easier the first 2 rounds possibly, and then it would give the Pike syndicate at least enough cover to be able to get some stuff done to begin with before getting shot at with white dice for saves before they start hopefully doing some damage. So that is, Maul's little entourage that I have. This is just kind of a Maul focused gun line list. And so if you liked it, go ahead and, like the video, go ahead and subscribe for sure. Check out theburnacademy.com to get that subscription. If you haven't already, I've made that Discord and you can follow us here, on my Shadow Scout 0013 server. I'll leave a description down below that you can join. And it's just list building, it's just really talking about lists. If you want, you can. You don't have to join, but it's just up to you. It's just an easier way for me to keep up with things. Sometimes it's hard to keep up with, the rest of the people that I do have, but there you go, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. May the force be with you again, and I will see you guys in the next video.